Ohio. I did my internship with Journeys Developmental Disability, and I was located in Idaho Falls. First of all, how did I find our internship? The first place I went to was Brother Ratcliffe because I found that he was the person in charge of the internships for marriage and family. And so I talked to him and he gave me an internship list, and on that list I kind of saw a few things, a few places I wanted to do my internship, and then I asked other students about their experience, and I reflected kind of on things that I had heard before I started looking for my internship, and so I concluded that working for Journeys would probably be my best option. So I talked to Brother Ratcliffe, and he got me in touch with Andy, who's the head contact for Journeys. And when I talked to him, he asked me if I was going to work with children or adults, and I asked to work with children, which means he set me up with Lana Gonzalez, who's the children's director for Journeys right now. What were your responsibilities? So the first part of my internship, I mostly just observed. I watched Lana. She actually is a special education expert. She advocates very well for special needs children in their schools and what rights they have and things that they're able to have within the classroom. And so I was able to observe kind of the importance of having somebody who's a little bit pushy in getting those rights for those children and being their advocate. Another thing I got to do is organize respite parties, and so that was for the parents, kind of have a break, and we found some volunteers from BYU Idaho to come and entertain kids for a couple hours while the parents got together and just kind of enjoyed themselves and played games. And then another thing that we were planning was a retreat, and I was able to participate in trying to find like catering quotes, some other things that were, and other preparations for that retreat. One of the big things that I did, though, is one-on-one. So I was able to use the things that I've learned in the classroom to be able to apply them with the kids. Along with that does come some paperwork. It's not a ton, but it's extremely important. And so another thing that we had to do is there was a weekly training that we had to attend just to be able to work with the kiddos. And then most recently, towards the end of my internship, I was able to help Lana write a grant. We didn't get it all the way done by the time my internship got completed, but it was interesting to kind of see the facets to what to do and kind of what we're expected in writing a grant. So that was really cool. How did I benefit the site? I think the first thing I did is I really helped them out with their clients. My availability really matched up with theirs, and so I was able to kind of fill in where they had a hard time getting people to be able to work with their clients just because they were short-staffed. Another thing is I helped do some preparations for the habilitative interventionist trainings that happen, I think it's once a month, whether that was wrapping boxes to be a visual aid or helping with the actual curriculum. I was able to help with that. Another thing is I maintain Journey's reputation with the parents, and so that really helped just keep the face of Journeys. Just listening to parents and trying to do what they think is best for kids, and so that was really fun. How did you benefit personally? Well, as you can see by my little graphic here, working at Journeys really boosted my resume for a lot of different reasons. It helped me gain just overall experience, so it's not just classroom work, but it's actual field work. And also I have a lot of new friendships. Lana is one of my friends and also secretary, and the other clinical supervisors that were in Idaho Falls. And so that was fun for me because I love just getting to know people. Also, just by knowing Lana, my network increased drastically. She knows a lot of people, and so just being able to get in with her and like learning from her is a big step into increasing my network. And also, like I said before, I was able to get some grant writing experience. Connection of coursework and experience. I think the first thing is the child development and then the client. So things that you learn in your child development classes, like the stages of development, you can really see that come out in the clients, especially the ones that have a mentality of maybe a 5-year-old. You can see pretty well how those differentiate and like what they're capable of doing and how they're thinking. So you're really able to incorporate those things. Also, it's interesting to see in the family relationships stage just kind of like how families cope with those disabilities, adaptations they made, and how they were able to process their child being diagnosed. And then also the behaviors that the children would display. It helps us to kind of see the intervention plans and how they took place and how they're built and how we can help implement those plans. Would I recommend this site? For child development majors, absolutely. You're working with disabled children, and like I said, you can really see like the different stages of development. However, if you're marriage and family studies, it kind of just depends on what you're wanting to go into. If you want to specialize in something that has to do with disabilities, I think this is a great internship. For example, if you wanted to talk about coping with disabilities in a family life education setting or something like that, I think this is also a great way to get experience in that. But if you're just doing like general counseling, general family life education, I'm not sure if this is the best fit. I mean, you definitely learn a lot of things, but it's not necessarily being able to generalize those things. A lot of the things happen are very specific to families with disabilities. And here is the contact information. So Andy, like I said before, he's the first person I talked to, and he's kind of the director of Journeys, and so he can kind of point you in the direction that you need to go. And then if you're going to work at the Children's Services, you talk to Lana Gonzalez. And also, if you want more information, like if you wanted to work with the adults, you can contact, or you can look on the contact information at journeysdda.com. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time, and good luck with your internships.